United Capital PLC has reported its strongest half-year earnings in at least 9 years, with after-tax profit rising 54% to 11.9 billion naira in the first half of 2025 from 7.73 billion naira a year earlier. That's according to data made available to the media. I have a copy of it. Yes, I do. The investment firm has gross earnings rose 57% to 23.76 billion naira, powered by more than a twofold increase in investment income to 9.5 billion naira and an 80% jump in fee and commission income to 11.35 billion naira. These gains reflect stronger activities across its assets management, investment banking, and trustee businesses. Operating expenses climbed 67% to 11.12 billion naira, driven by higher personnel and administrative costs, but revenue growth outpaced the rise in expenditure. Other comprehensive income delivered a major boost, with 30.09 billion naira in fair value gains on equities investments, lifting total comprehensive income to 42.41 billion naira, up from 34.87 billion naira in 2024. Now, on the balance sheet, total assets fell 6.8% to 1.59 trillion from 1.70 trillion at the end of December 2024. Investment securities, 22% dropped to 880.46 billion naira, suggesting portfolio rebalancing. Well, cash and cash equivalents rose sharply for 81.8 billion naira from 337.01 billion naira, strengthening the group's liquidity position. Who else can speak on this? Mr. Shedrack Onakpoma is the Group Chief Financial Officer of United Capital Group. He's live in the studio. Good afternoon. It's good to have you on the show.
Good afternoon, Tolu. It's nice to be here.
Thank you so much.
And exciting to come here to discuss United Capital's performance.
Indeed, I'm impressed with this. Can you break down this revenue profit figures for United Capital in the first half of 2025?
Thank you very much. We have seen significant growth in revenue.
Okay.
During the period under review. Fees and commission income went up 80% during the period under review to close at 11.35 billion. And then we saw a significant growth in net investment income, growing by 104% to close at 9.55 billion. Now, net gains from fair value through profit or loss financial instruments went up 398% to close at 2.01 billion. Now, the interesting thing about these numbers is the fact that these are the core driver of our business. When you talk of fees, speaks to our investment banking business. When you talk of net interest or income profits, it talks to our asset management business, the trustees business, our microfinance business. And so, during the period ended H1 2025, we have seen significant growth in the core. If you put all of this together, in fact, the fees and commission income contributed 48% to our total revenue, while the net investment income contributed 40% to our total revenue. Now, income from the instrument that we're carrying through fair value, through profit or loss, contributed 8%. If you add all of this together, that is over 90% of our revenue coming from our core business. And we are excited, with the numbers we have seen so far, and we are poised to continue to drive this kind of growth as we go into H2.
What are the key growth drivers behind this impressive performance, and what factors had the most significant impact on growth?
Now, our performance is largely driven by the balance sheet, right? If you look at the balance sheet, you will see that we have been able to grow our managed fund by 10%, and that 10% growth is what is driving this 57% growth in revenue. So you can imagine. And then if you look at our, the mutual funds has grown by 11%, during the period under review. And so that is the key driver, or those are the key drivers of our performance as a group. And so our intention as we go into H2 is to continue to drive this impressive, growth in our AUM. That is our assets under management.
Another interesting stuff. Now, what's the company's growth outlook now for I know you started touching on that, but for the end of, as we move towards the H2 2025. What's the company's growth outlook?
Okay. I'll try not to put numbers to it. Now, if you go back to our results, historically,
yes,
we outperform H1. H2, in fact, in most cases, we double our performance in H2 compared to H1. So if you draw the map, you can see the trajectory where we are heading to. And that is why we are excited by the performance we have recorded in H1 2025.
That's a very good one. So a positive outlook. That's what you're talking about.
Very positive outlook.
Very positive.
Very positive.
Well, let's look at your profitability drive, achieving 522% profit growth, and of course significant revenue expansion. My question really is, despite this challenging environment, how were you able to wave through this?
Okay, so United Capital, the way we look at ourselves, so take it from structure, the way we are structured as a group. We are structured to play all through the entire spectrum. When you look at the money market, we're there. When you look at the fixed income market, we're there. You look at the equities market. Today, we are seeing the equities market doing very, very well. So we're also there. And now we are going into, Africa. Now, again, that is another significant milestone for us, because we believe that with this, we'll be able to drive improvement in our profitability.
That's also another one. Earlier this year, I think I had a chat with someone from United Capital. I think we spoke around your expansion. Yes, expansion of the group and all of that. And new subsidiary and some products. How's that faring?
It's faring very well. We were able to secure the license in the WAMO region, specifically in Côte d'Ivoire. And what that license provides is that it gives us access to 8 countries within that region. Now, we've also been able to obtain regulatory approval to launch 2 mutual funds. I would say that this is just a startup. We are in it for the long run, and that is our mantra. Our purpose, to go into the African market is clear. We are going there to add value, to extract value. We are going there to support the market, to deepen the market. Historically, Nigerians, we've done well in Africa. Take the banking industry, for example. When we launched into Africa, we've been able to transform those markets. And that is our intention at United Capital PLC. We are going into those markets to deepen the market, to strengthen the market, and to extract value from those markets.
What additional developments should market look forward to from United Capital PLC?
Okay, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. We have a lot going on at United Capital PLC. And you just stay put and watch this space. You'll be getting announcements from United Capital PLC as we continue to drive, our African expansion.
Despite the challenging environment, you seem to be standing tall.
So in the midst of challenges, what we see are opportunities. And that is our mantra. So when you see challenges, within those challenges, there are opportunities that we need to extract. And that is the way we work at United Capital PLC.
It's a good one and interesting conversation, I must say. Well, let's see how it all plays out, and we hope to have you again in to break all of these figures down for us so that we get the more understanding of it. Thank you so much. I've been speaking to Mr. Shadrach Onakpoma. He is the Group Chief Financial Officer with United Capital Group, breaking down this beautiful and interesting bottom line numbers for H1 2025 earnings by the group. Thank you so much. Do have a great weekend.
Thank you very much, Tolu. It's a pleasure being here again.
All right, then.